So this is 1993 technical graph or technical drawing ordinary level. Now if we look at our question, we've got a square prism being cut by an equilateral triangle. Okay, so as you can see, our equilateral triangle is a true shape of an equilateral triangle in our elevation, and our square is a true shape in our plan. So we're going to start with our square. We're told this is at 60 degrees here, and because it's, 30 degrees, and because it's a square, this is going to be at 60 degrees here. So we're going to start constructing that in our plan. So 30 degrees and 60 degrees, and we're told that our side is 60 long. Now what I'm going to do, and I encourage you to do this as well, lads, is we have one object here, but we're going to treat it as two separate objects completely. So I'm just going to work on the square prism first, and only then will I go on to my equilateral triangle. As you can see in our plan, it's going to be able to be darkened in. I'm going to get my X, Y line, and please label it as always. Now, A, B, C, D. Does not matter what order, but I would encourage you to label your points. I'm going to bring our points up. The height there of 15 and 75. I'm not going to darken in my elevation yet, but I am going to label it. So the line A, the line D, B, and C. Now I'm going to find a side view of the square prism. Still haven't looked at the equilateral triangle. From those points we're going to come up vertically. And get my heights from my elevations, so they're going to come across. I'm just going to move this over. Lovely. That dark line can go on top, that's okay. Okay, so B, A, C, D. Now, only now am I going to look at my triangle. So we're going to go back to the elevation. I'm told here that I can draw a line at 45 degrees, and I'm told that my equilateral triangle is 65 mil long. Now, because this is an equilateral triangle, the easiest way to get the other point is using your compass, get the length of your side, swing an arc, both sides, and then that will allow us to draw in our equilateral triangle. So there's my triangle in my elevation. Now, I used letters to label my square, so I'm going to use numbers here. So I'm going to have point 1, point 2, and point 3. Okay, so I'm going to start now back to my square. In my elevation, it's after being cut, so we can darken in. AA is going to go dark. Nothing touches A. Absolutely nothing. In order to see my side view, I'm standing here looking in this way. A is going to be a dark line. Nothing cuts it, so I'm going to draw the line A dark. The line C is at the back. If I look at my elevation, nothing cuts C. So C is completely solid. Now, when I'm looking in here, C is going to be hidden detail at the back, but I can draw that in now because nothing cuts it. Lovely. Now, D and B are different. So I'm going to start with D. D is cut by my triangle in 2 points. I'm going to draw big dots to highlight them. You won't do that on your page. That's given me 2 dots. It does not matter what we label them. I'm going to call it S and T. Now I know points S and T are on the line D, so that means that they're down here, S and T. It also means that they have to be on this line over here. So I can bring them horizontally across. And that gives me point S and point T. Now, I know I have a dark line from D to T. I have a dark line from D to S, and in between here I have complete space. So what that means over here, my side view, is I can draw dark and leave this bit. Next, we're going to go on to the line B. So if I look at the line B, The line B has been cut by 0.2. That's okay. So 0.2 we know is going to be down here, but it's also after being cut up here. I'm going to call that point R. And I know R then is going to be down here at this line, this point. In order to find it in my elevation, I'm going to bring it across. And I'm going to bring 2 across also, because I know that that's going to give me 0.2. So I have 0.2 and I have point R. I can darken in the B up to 2 and R up to B. And this is going to be space here. So that's my shape started. Now I'm going to look at 1, 2 and 3. 1, 2 and 3 cut the shape. So when I bring them down to the plan, they're going to give me hidden detail lines because they are inside the shape. Now, very important that we index these. So this is going to give me 1 and 1, 2 and 2, 3 and 3. I'm going to start with point 1 in my side view. So in order to get 1, we're going to draw a horizontal line across. I have 2 .1s in my plan. I'm going to bring both down to my 45-degree line. And where they hit my 45-degree line, we're going to bring them up until they hit the line 1. Index again, please. So they're my 2 1 points. Next, I'm going to find my 2 points. Now, my 2 points are going to be on this line. I have a point here and a point here. As we know, 2 is already here on this line. So we just have to find this 2. So that gives me my 2 on my right-hand side. And finally, 3. I have 2 3 points. The height of 3 is up here. And I have my 2 3 points here, which I'm going to bring over to my 45-degree line. And once they hit my 45-degree line, up. And that gives me 3 and 3. Now, we have to join the dots. Okay, so if we can just look at this. S and T are on the right. R is on the left. R cuts B. S and T are cutting D. They are separate. So we're going to treat it a right and a left. So just looking at 1 goes to 2. I'm not going to do the other hidden lines yet. 1 goes to 2, nice and lightly. 2 goes to T. T goes to 3. 3, it doesn't go to S. Oh, sorry, it does go. 3 goes to S. And S goes to 1. Now that's the right hand side lightly drawn together. We're going to do the left hand side. 1 goes to 2. 2 goes to 3. 3 goes to R. S is on the right, so it's 3 goes to R. R goes to 1. Okay, so now we can start darkening in some shapes. So what I like to do is this. We're looking in here. We're standing here and we're looking in. Now that means that we're going to see, I'm just going to put this in color just to highlight it. We're going to see this face and this face. Everything on these 2 faces we will not see. They're going to be in hidden detail. So we will see everything on this face, but not here. So looking at that, if we look here, S and T are here. 2, 1, 2 and 1, we're not going to see. We can't see them. Or if we look it up here, 1 to 2, we're not going to see. 2 to T, we're not going to see. T to 3, we will see T going to 3. We will see that. 3 going to S, we will see. S going to 1, we will not see. So we're going to darken in those lines. So 3 goes to T, we will see. And 3 going to S, we will see. Everything else is dotted. Now, 1 to 2 is a bit strange, and the reason is this should all be dotted, but we have a hole after being generated. So what that means is this part here is going to be dark, and these 2 parts are going to remain in detail, and this is just seen because of the gap. So we're going to go on to this side over here. We have 3 going to R. 3 going to R, and R is here. So we will see 3 going to R. 3 going to 2, we will see. Now, so I have 3 going to R. R goes to 1. I will not see R going to 1. 1 goes to 2. I will not see 1 going to 2. However, because there's a hole here, I will now see that. In order to finish our question now, we join 2, 2 to 2, 3 to 3, and 1 to 1. And that's our question completed.